89, your official Packers station. This is Pack Attack.
Well, hello, everybody. Boy, it's great to see such a big crowd here at Dale's Weston Lanes. Hello, welcome to Pack Attack. What a game for the Packers, huh? Let's hear it. Yeah. Big 22-0 shutout of the Bills. Fantastic day defensively for the Packers. We're going to talk all about it. Please help me welcome my guest this week to help break this all down. Rookie linebacker Oren Burks. Hey, Oren.
How's it going? There we go.
Good. Have you take a seat.
All right.
Well, welcome to the show, Oren. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having me. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah.
There we go.
So, Oren, big game for you guys defensively. First shutout the Packers have pitched since 2010. First one at Lambeau since 2009. How important was it for you guys to preserve that shutout, especially in the late stages of the game yesterday?
Man, extremely important. We had a goal during the week to be the defense that we know we can. We started off a little shaky in the year, especially in the first quarter, in the first half of the games, and we knew getting into the second half that we would be a dominant defense, and we showed that this week. So looking to build from that and keep getting better every week. So
yeah, that was one of the important things we saw this last week was that you guys finally put together a four-quarter performance. It wasn't just the first half or second half. How much confidence does that give you guys going into now next week and the rest of the year?
Man, a lot of confidence. I mean, there's talent at every position on that defense, and Penn has done a great job of just allowing us to kind of get after it as a defense and trusting each other. So I'm excited to see where this team goes, and it's definitely heading in the right direction. Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned Mike Pettin. One of the developments we saw yesterday, tons of pressure and some turnovers, 3 turnovers and 7 sacks of Josh Allen. Is this finally the Mike Pettin defense we've been hearing about?
Absolutely. I mean, it's been some of the same pressures, but just a sense of urgency from our guys, just wanting to get after the ball and create big play opportunities for some big-time guys. So you mentioned the 7 sacks. I mean, that's huge on front end with the front 7 and with our coverage guys as well. So kind of goes hand in hand in that sense. So
how much does it just energize you to finally see the results from all this hard work?
Yeah, I mean, we've been grinding for a long time, especially for me, like as a rookie. Like, you come in and it's a lot of work that has to be done, a lot of playbook, especially with the new defense. But for us to go out there and just show the world what we're capable of, we kind of set the standard for the rest of the year. So now it's just a matter of just going back to work tomorrow and the rest of the week and getting right back to it.
One of the positive developments we saw in yesterday's game, those 7 sacks, not one roughing the passer call all day long. And the first sack of the day, Clay Matthews, of course, had to be a part of.
Absolutely.
Did you hold your breath a little bit every time you guys got close to the quarterback?
I think everybody was holding their breath a little bit, making sure the flag wasn't out there. But, I mean, it shows that it's going to come through for us, and hopefully that's out of the way for the rest of the season. We'll keep it rolling with the sack. So.
Yeah, does it feel like they're kind of just letting you guys play now?
I get a good sense that they're kind of letting us play. I mean, there was some pretty bad calls, some questionable calls, but at the end of the day, we just got to get back to playing ball and make the most of the situation. So we never want to have a game where we're leaving it in the hands of the refs. So we know we can control each and every down. So putting our best effort out there, that's all we can control. So.
Absolutely. So great game defensively. On the other side of the ball, we finally saw this running game really get going yesterday. Season high 141 yards on the ground. How much does that help you guys to be able to just control a game when you can run the ball as effectively as you did yesterday?
Man, I'd just like to say, man, it's awesome to have Aaron back. He's a special back, and our backfield is very dynamic. We got Ty coming out of the backfield. And Jamal, I mean, he's a hard runner, so we got a lot of talent, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and those guys are getting after it, man. It's fun to see.
And you mentioned all 3 of those guys, kind of a 3-headed monster in the backfield. Yesterday, Aaron Jones said, man, it's fun to come to work when you work with guys like this. How much fun is it for you to see 3 backs that complement each other so well?
Man, absolutely. I mean, especially coming in for camp, competing against those guys day in and day out. You kind of get a feel of all the different types of backs across the league. You got the power coming out of the backfield. You got Ty that can be basically a receiver for you at times, and I mean, that's something special to say that all three of those guys can kind of play together and add value to the team in different ways. So
yeah, absolutely. Another big development in yesterday's game. Jimmy Graham caught his first touchdown as a Packer. That was a big moment. We're going to go now to our Alex Stewart, who's going to break down that play for us.
Thanks, Brad. For this week's breakdown, I wanted to take a look at the play with the man with the nameplate here, Jimmy Graham, his first ever touchdown for the green and gold. Let's set the stage here. We're goal line situation, so the Buffalo Bills are going to be bringing pressure, which means it's man coverage all the way across the formation. Now, the key component in all of this is Geronimo Allison. He's going to run, sit down in the zone, and run a legal pick play for this to work. Jimmy Graham, he's just going to run a quick out route and get the ball to the outside shoulder, score the touchdown. Let's run the play for you so you can see it. Rodgers gets the snap. Now he's going to fake here, and that is super important to this play as well, because what that does is holds this defensive end. He has to respect the run, but by doing so, he steps down, allowing Rodgers to roll out to this side and find Jimmy Graham. There's Geronimo Allison not doing anything wrong, completely legal. Rodgers sees it, throws to the outside shoulder for Graham to turn up, score the touchdown. It's a one-man route here. Look at this. Rodgers' eyes directly to Graham. Perfect throw, stretches across the goal line. Big Graham spike one more time from the wide angle. The roll, the perfect throw, turns up, scores the touchdown, and makes a beeline for the stands for his first ever Lambeau leap. It's a beautiful play, perfectly run, and that's it for this week's breakdown. Brad, back to you.
All right, thanks, Alex. So a shutout, a 22-point win. Seems like all should be good in Packerland, but Aaron Rodgers didn't quite seem to think so. Let's hear from him after yesterday's game.
That's what it was. It was as bad as we played on offense with that many yards in a long time. But there was no flow to the game. There was a little bit in the first half after that. We were championship defensive level and non-playoff team offensive level today. That was not great.
Yeah, so Rodgers said after the game he was happy and he was going to have a scotch or two after the game last night. Certainly didn't seem too thrilled. What was your thought about how the offense did, and do you think there's some room for improvement there?
I think there's always room for improvement, but that kind of shows the leadership quality in Aaron, that he's accepting responsibility, and he knows what it takes to have high-level football. So I think he's just holding himself and the guys on the offensive side accountable, and we do the same thing on defense. It's like we didn't have the start that we wanted early in the year, but, I mean, we bounced back, and we're going to keep holding ourselves to that standard. So I kind of see it in that sense that Aaron's just stepping up as a leader and kind of saying what needs to be said, and from that they're going to improve, and I know that they will. So.
All right, so we heard your take. We heard Aaron Rodgers' take. We were interested in hearing your take, so Alexis Geffen went out and talked to a few of you today.
Hey, Brad. Yeah, I mean, you'd think a win is enough for Packers fans, especially after last week's loss to the Redskins, but surprisingly enough, most of them do agree with Aaron Rodgers, saying the offense did not look good. Take a listen to what the fans at Quick Trip had to say today.
The offense looked pretty bad. There was a lot of drop balls. Going against a team like the Bills, we should have done a lot better moving the ball, and we didn't do a very good job. I mean, some of the plays that were called it was just ridiculous.
I thought they did a lot better than they did the week before. They weren't dropping balls like last week and everything, and defense, like I said, they did great. They shut them out, so it was a good game for me.
The offense was pretty disappointing. They missed a lot of great balls that Aaron threw. Obviously, I'm glad they won, and a shutout is great, but of course it changed the game. You know, we could have had a more competitive game, I think.
Despite Aaron Rodgers' harsh words, Packers fans still have his back, and they're ready to see that offense step up next week against the Lions. Brad, back to you.
Thanks, Alexis. Obviously, drops again an issue, especially Geronimo Allison had a drop late in the game, ended up with a concussion from that play. So that's going to lead us into our bone and joint injury report tonight. We'll take a look at some of these. Jair Alexander had his first career interception yesterday, but then, of course, left with a groin injury. Geronimo Allison, we said, with a concussion. Randall Cobb with a hamstring. Is it concerning at all to see two of your top wide receivers on that report right there?
Not too concerning. I mean, I feel like there's always guys that's going to be ready to step up. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be some other reasons why somebody might be out. But, I mean, from there, we have the personnel to kind of step up and fill those roles. So not too worried about it. All
right, Oren, great job. Time for a break. Plenty more Pack Attack to come, including my favorite segment, our Say What. We've got a bevy of ridiculous high school catches, including one from right here in central Wisconsin. All that plus bringing the heat coming up after the break.
Pack Attack is brought to you in part by Cellcom. Cellcom, built for you.
Injured? There's a better option than the ER. Bone and Joint Walk-In Care handles on-the-job injuries such as strains, sprains, and fractures. Get seen faster and be on your way sooner at Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
Devontae, this is supposed to be a high-intensity workout. You don't appear to be moving.
Sorry, Coach. I'm trying to use the workout video you sent, but it keeps freezing.
Challenge. You shouldn't have to wait on your wireless carrier. Get Cellcom and let's get those videos streaming.
With reliable coverage and data speeds that keep your videos streaming, Cellcom is always built for you.
That video's as frozen as our tundra.
You need to get that man to Cellcom.
Coach?
If you're a Packers fan, you'll love Packers Live.
Every week, we're talking green and gold. I feel strongly that he should play.
I think he should play.
Every tackle.
Every touchdown.
Every game-changing moment.
This is tremendous stuff.
Colorful day.
If you love the Packers,
don't miss Packers Live.
Packers Live, Wednesday at 6:30 on News 9 WAOW.
Your official Packers station.
Tonight's Pack Attack sponsor of the night is Bushka Retirement Solutions and Bushka Wealth Management. Don't miss our new generation retirement planning workshops, where you'll learn how to prepare for a steady retirement in a changing world. Visit bushkaevents.com for details.
Injured? There's a better, more convenient option than the ER. Bone and Joint Walk-In Care handles everything from strains, sprains, and fractures. Get seen faster and be on your way sooner at Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
Bringing the heat, sponsored by Ron's Refrigeration, serving central Wisconsin for all your heating, cooling, and electrical needs. Ron's Refrigeration, your one-call service solution.
All right, it's time for our Bring in the Heat, brought to you by Ron's Refrigeration. We talked about this earlier. Clay Matthews, Nick Perry in on the first sack of the day of Josh Allen. They were in the backfield all day long. The Packers pitched the shutout 22-0 over the Bills. Big, big day. So we talked a little bit about this before, Oren, but what can we've got a pumped up crowd today. I love it. What can consistent pressure do for you guys in a game like that?
It does a lot in terms of confidence for the front seven, and then in terms for the pass defense. I mean, when you're getting pressure on some of those guys like Jair's pick, it came from pressure as well. It definitely helps on both ends. So I mean, when those quarterbacks are feeling the heat in the pocket, they don't feel comfortable. That helps out a lot in terms of just making big plays on the ball and giving it back to our offense. So we're doing it one play at a time.
One play at a time. Love it. All right, it is time for my favorite segment now. It's Say What? You got one?
Say what?
Yeah, there we go. So we've got a whole lot to showcase this week. We're going to start in the high school ranks. First of all, with three. There's so many this week that I had to jam a bunch in. These are all from high schools here. This one, check that out. Like, probably should have been a little bit. I mean, he should have made the catch the first time, but still pretty impressive. Once he bobbles it to keep the concentration. That's out of Tennessee. That's pretty good.
10 out of 10 for sure.
This one comes from Mondovi. So here in Wisconsin, check that out. That's OBJ right there. He just snatches it. That's it. That's a touchdown. And this one actually comes from Stratford right here in central Wisconsin. Check this out. Off his hand, and he catches it. Now that is Vaughn Breet, and that definitely went off his hand. That's definitely a catch. Just an incredible play, and we're happy to run a highlight from here in central Wisconsin. That's just a kid, you know. I don't know how far Stratford's here, for 30, 40 minutes down the road. So, so a bunch of big high school catches. Obviously, as you go up in the levels, they start to be bigger stages. Did you catch any of the Ohio State-Penn State game this week?
I did.
Yeah, just an incredible game, including one of the biggest catches on one of the biggest stages. This is Jawan Johnson. We'll check this out. This is their tight end that goes up. My goodness. and brings that down. This is against one of the top teams in the nation. Granted, he had a couple drops that kind of confounded reason, but let's watch this again because this is just insane. There it is. How tough is that for you as a defense when you see guys making plays like that on the other side of the ball?
And you have to remind yourself that they're getting paid as well. So sometimes it's just a big time catch and a big time moment. So you have tight coverage on them, and they make an amazing catch. It's like, all right, next down, how am I going to get them back? So,
all right.
Man, I was on the offensive side a little bit in high school, so I was on the other side of making some of those catches. But
sure.
It's a special game, man. That's what makes it exciting.
That's amazing. All right. Our last one, we're going to get away from football and go to baseball. Of course, the Brewers, the NL Central champs, make some noise. Now, it's a well-known fact that when you hit a home run in an opposing park and you catch it, you're supposed to throw it back, right? Well, this happened this week. It was New York and Boston, one of the all-time great rivalries. And let's check this out. This is Giancarlo Stanton hitting a home run, Green Monster. No big deal, right? That happens all the time. The Yankees hit more homers than everybody. But this guy chucks it back, and we're going to get a better angle here in a minute. This ball is actually going to hit Giancarlo Stanton right there. Hit him as he's rounding second.
What are the chances, right?
Yeah, you can see him looking up in the stands going, what just happened? I can't imagine. Have you ever seen anything like that?
I haven't.
That reminds me of the Rookie of the Year. It's an old movie about a kid who throws it back. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But, boy, the aim and the distance right there. Plonk. All right.
That's impressive.
Yes. So that's our Say What segment. Thank you for the Say What.
Say what?
Yeah. All right. Now we're going to toss it to our good friend Dave Calloway. Dave, you got some questions from the sideline, right?
You know, we've got plenty courtesy of Cellcom. Our questions from the sidelines all during the season here, and you got a chance to win your own iPad. All you got to do is submit a question to our Facebook page for Pack Attack, and then all of a sudden you're in the running to win your own iPad. How about those Packers? Oh! Way good. OB, our question for you, and especially yesterday, is can you kind of feel in your fellow teammates when you've gotten inside a quarterback's head with all those sacks yesterday?
Yeah, I definitely say you can. From an early point, that's one of the emphasis is starting fast as a defense. So if you can get a good hit on the quarterback early, that's normally a pretty good sign, especially with the 3-and-out stop early. They couldn't really get a flow for the game, so that for us, that's all the confidence that we need to kind of go into the next drive and dominate the rest of the game. So
there you go. Hey, OB, another question for you is about Twitter. You know, it doesn't take much to make people happy. You liked our tweet when we were promoting Pack Attack this week. Do you interact with fans very much online?
Yeah, I do. I definitely say I interact with Packers fans as much as possible. You guys are awesome, man. As a rookie coming from college, I mean, this is definitely the best fan base in the National Football League. So big shout out to you guys.
Owen, thank you. Those are our questions from the sidelines. Brad, back to you.
Thank you, Dave. We're going to send it to another break, but we've got more coming up. Trivia and Pack-A-Toss. Oren's first try at Pack-A-Toss coming up in just a minute.
Pack Attack is brought to you by Hardee's.
Big breakfast flavor is here. Applewood smoked bacon or freshly grilled sausage, fluffy eggs, golden melty cheese, all on a toasty little bun. Good morning, start at Hardee's. Get 2 breakfast sliders for $2.99.
Nothing says special occasion like a limousine, and no one offers limousine service like ELS. For nearly 20 years, ELS has been Northeast Wisconsin's wedding professional. Over 16,000 happy brides can't be wrong. From 3 passengers to 36 and everything in between, ELS has the state's largest fleet of luxury rides, and ELS is the preferred limousine service of the Green Bay Packers. Visit escortlimo.com to see all that ELS has to offer. ELS, with 4 area locations when you expect the very best.
When and where? I'm Storm Track 9 Chief Meteorologist Justin Lowe. It might be raining in Wausau, but sunny here in beautiful Minocqua. We've got you covered wherever you call home.
Stevens Point,
Eagle River,
Wisconsin Rapids,
Medford, Rib Mountain,
Clover,
Dorchester, Merrill,
Wittenberg,
Athens, Marshfield, Mosinee. No matter where you live, you'll know exactly what to expect. Storm Track 9. We track storms.
Your microwave doesn't need another frozen meal, and neither do you. Only Hardee's brings the heat with full-flavored all-star meals, like the new hot ham and cheese, starting at $5. Get a real meal, paid for by Hardee's.
It's a money-saving party at Mark Toyota at the Village Park at Plover. Touchdown at Mark Toyota at the Village Park at Plover. 15 yards, excessive celebration, and some really bad dancing.
Want to keep up with the latest news in North Central Wisconsin? We've got you covered with the WAOW News app for your smartphone or tablet. It's free. Download it today.
All right, welcome back for Pack Attack. It's time for Pack Attack Trivia. And Oren, we mentioned earlier the Packers pitched their first shutout since 2010. Any idea who it was against and what the score of that game was?
Oof. I'm going to guess the Bears. I don't know what year.
Okay. So it was the Jets.
Okay.
And it was 9-0 was the score of that game.
Okay.
I should mention the Packers went 10-6 that year. They happened to win a Super Bowl.
Okay, that's a pretty good year.
So,
Good year.
a sign? Maybe. I'm not calling it, but I'm just saying. Yeah. All right, our second question here for you. The 8 years since the Packers shutout, not even close to the longest shutout drought. This is, you're literally throwing darts at the board here, but who has the longest shutout drought, and when was their last shutout?
I don't even... Dang, I don't know. Let's see. I would say the Packers, and it was 20 or we're going 3-game shutout streak, I guess.
No, so I meant since the last time they got a shutout.
Since the last time they got.
Yeah, so it was the Redskins.
Really? Okay.
They haven't shut a team out since 1991.
Wow.
How old were you in 1991? Were you born
Wasn't
yet?
born.
You weren't
Was
born
not born.
yet. All right.
Was not born.
All right, so that is our trivia. We have much more coming up, including Pack-a-Toss.
Let's do it.
We've got our wide open leaderboard. Nobody's got the double digits yet,
All right.
so we're going to try
See what
that.
we can do.
Coming up right after the break.
Pack Attack is brought to you by Bone and Joint Clinic.
Injured? There's a better, more convenient option than the ER. Bone and Joint Walk-In Care handles everything from strains, sprains, and fractures. Get seen faster and be on your way sooner at Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
The Mike McCarthy Show, the only show for die-hard Packer fans. Hear the coach's plan for the next game.
You just keep plowing ahead because that's the game of football.
With a special guest every week.
I honestly feel like the same player I was my rookie year.
Plus, breaking down the big plays.
But Mike, could you coach us up?
The Mike McCarthy Show, Sundays at 10 on News 9 WAOW, your official Packer station. Watch News 9 at 9 on CW with Ali Willenta.
We have breaking news in Marathon.
Storm Track 9 weather.
Could have some small hail, maybe Peter Marble size.
Has it been an active day weather-wise? Get it live. Get it first at a time that works for you. Watch News 9 at 9 on CW. No matter the weather, we've got you covered. Wherever, whenever. With the Storm Track 9 weather app for your phone or tablet. Download it today.
Injured? There's a better option than the ER. Bone and Joint Walk-In Care handles on-the-job injuries such as strains, sprains, and fractures. Get seen faster and be on your way sooner at Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
You're watching News 9 WAOW. We've got you covered.
Hi, it's me, Tim from Ron's Refrigeration. It's time to start getting ready for winter, and Carrier has the world's leading brand of heating and cooling systems. Ron's Refrigeration is a Carrier factory-authorized dealer. The Carrier products are trusted in more homes than any other brand. Carrier and Ron's will make your home comfortable no matter what the outside weather is. Call Ron's Refrigeration in Wisconsin Rapids or Stevens Point for a free system proposal. Carrier, turn to the expert.
Now it's time for Pack-a-Toss.
All right, welcome back to Pack Attack. It is time for Pack-A-Toss. Let's take a look at our leaderboard thus far. Trevor Davis, leader in the clubhouse with 9. That's the man you got to beat. You think you got it in you?
I got it.
All right, so we're going to have you stick over here, and we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock. Are you going to take a knee, or are you going to go?
I'm going to stand up. But
He's going to stand up. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Go. All right, 1, 2, just 2. Nope, he's only put 3 in. There we go. All right, our low score is 4. He just tied it, and he beat it. 5, 6. He got 13 seconds. 7. I think he's got double digits in him. He got 7 seconds. 8, 9, 10. 10. Time up.
Okay.
10. That is our high score on the year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll be right back to wrap up Pack Attack after this. All right, it's time for our Bring in the Heat, brought to you by Ron's Refrigeration. We talked about this earlier. Clay Matthews, Nick Perry in on the first sack of the...
Pack Attack is brought to you in part by the professionals at Escort Limousine.
Big breakfast flavor is here. Applewood smoked bacon or freshly grilled sausage, fluffy eggs, golden melty cheese, all on a toasty little bun. Good morning, start at Hardee's. Get 2 breakfast sliders for $2.99.
Devontae, this is supposed to be a high-intensity workout. You don't appear to be moving.
Sorry, Coach. I'm trying to use the workout video you sent, but it keeps freezing.
Challenge. You shouldn't have to wait on your wireless carrier. Get Cellcom and let's get those videos streaming.
With reliable coverage and data speeds that keep your video streaming, Cellcom is always built for you.
Cat videos as frozen as our tundra.
You need to get that man to Cellcom.
Coach?
Nothing says special occasion like a limousine, and no one offers limousine service like ELS. For nearly 20 years, ELS has been Northeast Wisconsin's wedding professional. Over 16,000 happy brides can't be wrong. From 3 passengers to 36 and everything in between, ELS has the state's largest fleet of luxury rides, and ELS is the preferred limousine service of the Green Bay Packers. Visit escortlimo.com to see all that ELS has to offer. ELS, with 4 area locations when you expect the very best.
Tonight, I've been extremely nervous.
Night 2 of Dancing Live. Every team performs again.
She's a focused girl. She wants it.
And one couple will be sent packing.
My goal is to win or die trying.
Dancing Live. ABC tonight.
Big breakfast flavor is here. Applewood smoked bacon or freshly grilled sausage, fluffy eggs, golden melty cheese, all on a toasty little bun. Good morning, start at Hardee's. Get 2 breakfast sliders for $2.99.
All right, here's a look at your NFC North standings. The surprising Chicago Bears on top. Green Bay in second, 2-1-1. All right, Oren, thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to have you sign the sign to end things here. And that's going to do it for Pack Attack this week. Thank you all so much for coming out. Thanks for watching. We will see you next week, 6:30, right here at Dales Weston Lanes. Go, Pack.
When it comes